Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's special talk by Folk Navratri special. Let's begin today's talk first by offering prayers to Srila Prabhupada and to their lordships. Please join me. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Once again, I welcome all of you who joined just now. Today, we are going to discuss another very important aspect from Sri Valmiki Ramayana. Every day we have been discussing during this Navratri, what are those mistakes one can avoid in our life for a happy, spiritual, meaningful life from Sri Valmiki Ramayana. These are the lessons that we can learn in our life from Ramayana. So today's topic is ingratitude. That means not having any gratitude. Is it a mistake, or is it an intelligent way of living in Kali Yuga? Or rather, many people say practical life. Oh, today the life is too tough. So just take help and forget about it. Be very smart. All those things we keep hearing. So let's see what Ramayana has to say about it, and who is that person who represents this in Ramayana. So I want all of you to take a guess and comment. You send us in the chat section who could be this person who displayed this quality of ingratitude. Yes. In Ramayana, Kishkinda Kanda, the section of Ramayana where Vali, Sugriva, Hanuman, the story of all those Vanaras, the monkeys comes, that is in Kishkinda Kanda. In the Kishkinda Kanda, as we discussed yesterday, Ram and Lakshman, they come all the way from Chitrakuta, Dandakaranya forest, searching for Sita everywhere. Sita has been kidnapped by this demon Ravana, and Ram and Lakshman, they do not know who has kidnapped and where is Sita. So they come searching for Sita and they reach Kishkinda. When they reach Kishkinda, they meet Hanuman, and Hanuman brings Ram and Lakshman to Sugriva. And Sugriva tells the story of his brother Vali and how there was a misunderstanding, miscommunication, assumption between Vali and Sugriva, because of which Vali ostracized Sugriva from his kingdom, Kishkinda kingdom, and every day now Vali is trying to kill Sugriva. There is so much animosity between Vali and Sugriva now. And not only that, Vali has taken away, or Vali has abducted wife of Sugriva. It's a similar situation, isn't it? The Ram has lost his wife. Sugriva also has lost his wife. So they are kind of samana dukkhis, or they are on the same kind of a situation. So where Ram and Sugriva are able to understand each other. So now when Ram, being the satyavakyo dhrudavvrataha dharmagnyascha, so as Valmiki describes the qualities of Ram in the beginning of Valmiki Ramayana, he said dharmagnyascha. Ram knows what is dharma. So as per the dharma principles, when he heard the story of Sugriva, how he was kicked out of Kishkinda for a misunderstanding, and his wife was forcefully taken away, Ram was actually feeling very bad about it. And when Sugriva asked for a help, Ram immediately agreed, because that is as per the terms and conditions of dharma that Ram was practicing. What is this problem? The problem is, you see, anywhere, even in the time of Ramayana, thousands of years back, in fact, millions of years back, anywhere any atrocities committed against women is not tolerated. Nobody tolerates it. Even in Ramayana, we can see how in our country, in our culture, Ram was opposing it. Why? Because Sugriva's wife, Tara, she was actually kidnapped by Wali against her will, against her desire. So anything against the woman's desire, woman's willingness is never tolerated. So Ram did not approve of it. So he said he will help Sugriva to take his wife back, to get his wife back from Wali. So now Sugriva was actually asking Ram, is it really possible for you to defeat my brother Wali? He's so powerful. And what is the power of Wali? Actually, Wali had a special blessings of Brahma. And what is that blessings? Anybody who stands in front of Wali and fights, immediately half of the power of the opponent will be transferred to Wali. That means if Wali's power is X and the opponent power is 2X, now what will happen? Now the half of the power of your opponent, that means 2X becomes X, and now Wali becomes X, from X he becomes 2X. In this way, Wali will always be more powerful than his enemies. This was a special boon that Wali had. And not only because of the boon, the Wali, he himself was a very powerful man. He had killed a great demon. Buffalo demon was like a mountain size called Dundubhi, effortlessly. He had killed a demon like Mayavi effortlessly. It is also said in some other Ramayana versions that once Wali, he caught Ravana like this, and he caught hold of Ravana's neck, and he didn't release Ravana, and he made Ravana roam around all around the world in that position. So even Ravana was of a no match. In fact, Ravana, after seeing the strength of the Wali, he made truce with the Wali. That means he made friendship with Wali. So that was the capacity of Wali. So Sugriva wanted to really know whether Ram is capable. Can he really confront Wali? Is it ever possible to defeat a humongous, powerful, strong personality like Wali? And when Ram demonstrated he is really powerful by shooting an arrow that pierced the 7 strong trees. Saptatala Prabhetre Namaha. The Ram's one of the name is, he pierced the arrow that passed through the 7 Sala trees. And it went around the universe and came back. So that is the power of Ram. And Sugriva was convinced, and now he made a promise to Ram. My dear Ram, if you help me to get my wife back, if you help me to get rid of the constant fear of Wali, every day I'm living in the fear of this Wali, because Wali is continuously making plans to kill me, to eliminate me. I'm living in this kind of an unhealthy fear. Just think of this life. Every day you don't know whether you'll be alive or not. Somebody is making plans to murder you. So Sugriva said, get my wife back. I will help you to get your wife back. You see, this is the promise. Now, I request all of you to please remember all the promises that you have made to many people in your life. You must have made some promises in your life to the people in your life, to your nears and dears one. And there must be people who made promise to you. They made some promise to you, and you made promise to people in your life. And in fact, the Valmiki Ramayana says, Sugriva made this promise in front of Agni, Agni Sakshi. Like we say, when marriage happens, a man and woman, they make promise to each other in the presence of Agni Deva, Agni Sakshi. because, Agni is considered as one of the witness, one of the sakshis in the universal administration. Nobody can escape from the Agni's eyes. So Agni Sakshi is considered as very serious. Like today, people have a stamp paper. Anything legal, if it is written on a stamp paper, if it is signed on a stamp paper, it is a very legal document. That means it stands in the court, in the law of the court. So like that, Agni Sakshi is like a stamp paper. You can't escape so easily. So Sugriva, he gave his word. He made a promise to Lord Ram that if you help me get my wife back, I will use entire army of this Vanara Sainya, this Kishkinda kingdom, to search your wife Sita. I will help you. This is the promise that Sugriva made. And so Ram, he was very happy. As we all know, Ram is a supreme Lord. He's the Bhagavan himself. He doesn't need anybody's help. That is why the Shastras glorify the Lord Ram as Atma Ram. Ram is not just Ram, he's Atma Ram. Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranti Api Urukrama. What is the meaning of Atma Ram? He is satisfied with himself. He doesn't require anybody's help. His capacities are enough. His own capacities are enough to search Sita. Then why is he taking the help of Sugriva? That's how God gives us an opportunity to render service to him. Otherwise, God is not in need of any help from people like us, but it is his kindness, it is his compassion that he allows people like us, people like Sugriva or anybody else, to do seva, to do service upon the Lord. So in this way, the Lord allowed Sugriva, and the Sugriva made this promise. And as we all know, how Lord Ram, then next day there was a fight. And so there was a fight between Vali and Sugriva. And then Ram finally shoots arrow and kills Vali. So anyway, it's off the topic because many people asked me in the past, so Ram is a hero. If he's a hero, if he's a great man, if he's a man of virtue, then why was he hiding behind the tree? And why did he shoot arrow to kill Vali in such a manner? The answer, there are multiple answers why Rama did like this. One of the answers, Lord Ram, being the in charge of this world, the maintenance of this world, he has to respect the boon, the blessings of Lord Brahma to Vali. What is that blessing? Anybody who stands in front of Vali and fights, then half of their power will go to Vali. So now if Ram stands in front of Vali and fights, then what will happen? The Rama's the power will go to Vali, and Vali is an aggressor. Of course, you know what the Shastra says? God doesn't mind handing over all his power to his devotees. Bhaktair jitatvam. In the Damodarashtaka, Vyasadeva is saying in Padma Purana that if devotees can control God, they can go to the extent of catching God and even punishing the God. God will give that much power to devotees, but not for somebody who is an aggressor. Aggressor means somebody who doesn't follow dharma. Anybody who doesn't follow dharma, they're not qualified to receive the God's power. So Vali, because he had violated dharma by kidnapping Sugriva's wife and by actually disrespecting his brother. You see, it is said that if you have a younger brother, he's like your child, he's your son. And taking away the wife of a younger brother is like, you're taking away your daughter-in-law, you're taking away your own daughter. So in that way, it is such a great sin, adharma. And such adharma person like Vali receiving half of the power of Lord Ram is not at all good. This is one of the reasons why Rama did not come before Vali to respect Brahma's words, Brahma's blessings, because Brahma is also appointed by Lord Ram for the administrations of this world. And now if Ram goes in front of Vali and still kills the Vali, and then tomorrow people may have a doubt, oh, Brahma gives a boon, but it may not happen. That means Brahma's words may not come true. So Krishna, Ram doesn't want people to have doubt about their own administrator like Brahma. And second reason is, since Vali is an aggressor, and so he requires a due punishment. He requires correction. And the correction is that he needs to be punished. And now if Ram goes in front of Wali, and Wali as a war tactic, what if he catches the feet of Ram, and then Ram has actually a oath. The oath is anybody who takes shelter of Ram's lotus feet, he will forgive them. He will not punish them. So now Wali, without the intention of correction, if he catches the feet of the Lord Ram, then it is not appropriate for Ram to forgive him. Then dharma will not be established. And also another Kshatriya reason is, you see, this Wali does not belong to human category. Now, this rule of face-to-face standing and fighting, it is not applicable to Vanaras. Vanaras are animals. They're not really like humans. Humans, Rakshasas, Gandharvas, Daityas, Yakshas, like this. These are the category where this principle of face-to-face standing and fighting is applicable. According to Dharma Shastra, since Rama is a Dharmagnyascha, Kritagnyascha, so that means he knows the Dharma 100%. So he knew that since Wali does not belong to any of this category, and as a Kshatriya, he does not deserve an opportunity like standing in front of and fighting. Just like in the forest, when the Kshatriyas go for hunting, not necessary that they have to stand face to face of the animal and shoot arrow. They can do it, but there is no such rule. So since Wali belong to that category, does not really belong to a category of a Kshatriya, of human race, or other races like Yaksha, Gandharva and all those things. So this is not wrong, Rama to stand and shoot. It's a big topic. Some other time we can discuss about it. But these are immediate reasons that I can give you. So that is how Ram, he had to shoot the arrow from the behind, and then Wali was killed. Actually, Wali had a great death. He died on the lap of Lord Rama, seeing Rama face to face, hearing Rama speaking and speaking to Lord Rama and begging forgiveness from Rama. And Ante Narayana Smriti, Wali was remembering Ram, seeing Ram at the time of death. That's a blessing of Lord Ram, even to a person like Wali. That's a real blessing actually. So that Wali received. And then after all these things, now Sugriva got his wife back, and Sugriva got Kishkinda kingdom back, and Sugriva got all the power, position, palace, facilities and everything. At that time, it was a rainy season, Chaturmasya. So during the rainy season, Sugriva told, it is not appropriate to go out and search because everywhere it is heavily raining, incessantly raining. So immediately after the rainy season, I will help you. So then Ram stayed in a temple, the place where Ram spent 4 months. It is even there in the Kishkinda. It is called Hampi. Hampi in the Karnataka, the famous place is called actually the Kishkinda. That is where all this pastime happened. So Ram stayed there for 4 months with Lakshmana. But actually now what happened? Today's topic, ingratitude. The moment Sugriva received all the facilities, kingdom, power, position, followers, he actually forgot his promise to Ram. He forgot there is one person called Ram who helped me. He was totally lost in the enjoyment of the kingly power and position. Every day would, involve himself in the enjoyment of sensual pleasures. So in this way, 4 months over, days are passing by. Sugriva is not coming to Ram. He's not speaking to Ram. He's not even bothered that I made a promise. Ram is in danger. He wants his wife to come back at the earliest. Nothing he has forgotten. So gratitude means in Sanskrit, kritagnya. Gnya means remembrance. Kritagnya means remembering something that somebody did to you. Positively remembering somebody, even if it is a small thing, and if you remember and you feel happy about it, that is called gratitude. It's one kind of a positive memory that helps us to elevate our consciousness. Gratitude is highly glorified in all the religion of the world. So in fact, it is said every day we must do something to improve our gratitude. Remember and thank people, be grateful to them and all of that. So now, sometimes all of us, we go through the situation, unfortunately, where we forget what we received from others. We forget how Srila Prabhupada has brought me to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we forget how fortunate I am that devotees are doing so much help to me. I'm getting so much service from my folk guide, from Prabhupada, from organization, Hare Krishna movement, this is ISKCON, how much I'm receiving from them, prasadam, every week when I go, or anytime I go, I get Krishna prasadam, I get association, kirtan, and like parents at home, so much they have done to me, like friends, this country, like from the nature we receive sunlight. So Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter, Krishna says this is the basic requirement in any civilization. What is the basic requirement? Being grateful to what you have received in your life. The moment you do not have gratitude or you're not being grateful, then you're like a thief. The thief who takes, he doesn't pay for it, he doesn't have any positive thing to contribute back. So this is something very, very condemnable. So now Sugriva, Ramayana says, Valmiki Ramayana has completely forgotten. Then Ram, he's waiting for Sugriva, but Sugriva is not coming back. Lakshmana became infuriated. He became so angry. He said, this Sugriva, he's the sinful man. How can he forget his own promise? He made promise in front of Agni Sakshi, and now he forgets his own word. Actually, for kings, for those who are in ruling position, they are not supposed to make promise if they are not going to keep it up. Just like you see in Rama's family, Raghukula dynasty, if once they make promise, no matter what is the consequence, they all keep up their promise. They keep up their words. That's the reason Ram had to come to forest, because his father gave a word. Father made a promise. Now here Sugriva made a promise, but he doesn't remember. Now he has forgotten. He has no intention of coming back to Ram. So Lakshmana became so angry. And then he said, today I will go and kill that ungrateful person called Sugriva. And Lakshmana is coming with great anger. And Hanuman sees this. When Hanuman sees Lakshmana coming with great anger, he immediately understands now what will happen to Sugriva. So, and now Hanuman rushes before Lakshmana and goes and reminds Sugriva, what are you doing? How can you be so forgetful? Look at this, your mistake. You give your promise to Ram. Ram does not need your help, but for your own good, because you made promise, you gave word, keep up your word, keep up your promise. Remember what, your promise you made. How can you forget just because today there is good, you're in a better position. See, earlier, Sugriva was in a difficult situation. He did not have a kingdom. He was living like one beggar somewhere. He didn't have any followers because Wali had ostracized him from the society. Today he has got kingdom. He's a king. He has got servants. He has got so many followers. The moment you are in power, you'll have followers. And then you've got so many facilities for your enjoyment. When all these things comes, it is said in Shastra, people like us, ordinary people who are not devotees, immediately forgetfulness also comes. Kunti Maharani, she says this in her prayer in Bhagavatam. She says, Janmaishwarya Shruti Shri. She says that the Edamana Madapuman, it brings one kind of a mada, one kind of an arrogance, and that is called ingratitude or being ungrateful. The moment we get power position, the moment we become beautiful, we get number of followers, now we think, hey, who he is? What is this? Like Drupada Maharaj, how he forgot his promise to Dronacharya, because when he was in the Gurukula, at that time he was not a king. Now he became king. Now once he becomes king, he forgets. Oh, I am king. Who is this, useless Brahmana? Dronacharya, get lost. Go away from here. So like this, it happens to all of us. So as I already told you, you would have made promise to somebody. Somebody would have made promise to you. Now tell me, somebody makes promise to you and they break the promise. How do you feel? Please tell me in the comment section. Please let me know. Don't you feel bad? How does it feel? Do you feel broken? Do you feel betrayed? Do you feel emotionally hurt? Oh, this person made promise, but unfortunately this person, look, he's not keeping up promise. He's not keeping up his words. So that is the experience of ingratitude in our life. It is one kind of a negative memory that we all get when we get certain facilities and position, power in our life. So now Sugriva, and then Sugriva's wife also comes and she also scolds, chastises Sugriva for his ungrateful attitude, and then Sugriva comes to his senses. The greatness of Sugriva is, okay, he did mistake, that's not important, but to err is human, but correct our mistake, get back to your dharma, that is most important, right? Because we all are so small, we may do mistake, but how fast you correct your mistake, how fast you get back to your dharma principles, that's important. So Sugriva remembered his promise. He came back to his senses. He realized his mistake. Then he comes and falls at the feet of Lakshmana, begs his forgiveness, immediately orders the entire Vanara army, the monkey Sainya, the monkey army, to come and help Ram in the mission of searching Mother Sita. So this is the pastime that we get to see in the Valmiki Ramayana, in the Kishkinda Kanda, that how being ungrateful or having this ingratitude is something that does not please Guru and Krishna. Ram is the Supreme Lord. Lakshmana plays the role of a spiritual master. Lakshmana is the servant of Ram. So servant of the Ram, servant of Krishna is our spiritual master. Namo Vishnu Padaya, the one who is rendering the service to the lotus feet of Vishnu, and that is Lakshmana. So Lakshmana becomes very angry whenever he sees somebody forgetting what words they have given to Lord. So if you want to make a spiritual master happy, then you should always remember your words. Many of us, we have given our words to Lord Krishna. Hey Krishna, every day I will chant 16 rounds. Krishna, I will chant 8 rounds, like this. I'm sure many of you must have given some words to Lord that I will chant certain number of rounds. Some of you have given me your word. My dear Lord, I'll come often to visit you in the temple. Maybe on Sundays I'll come. I'll do devotional service, right? Or maybe some of you have given word that certain percentage of your earnings that I will contribute in the mission of the Lord. Like this, we have given our words. And now we have to keep that words. We have to remember always. That is very important. And every moment we have to remind ourselves how much benefit we have received from Krishna, from Ram in our life. You see, the very reason we are alive today, we should be grateful to God. The very reason we are getting oxygen, you see, in the COVID time, during those first wave, second wave, people were dying because they were not getting oxygen. Due to lack of oxygen supply, many people died all around the world. Today, we are getting abundant oxygen free of cost. Many people said they got 10 lakh bill, 15 lakhs bill, 20 lakhs bill, because the oxygen and all those things was costing. Free of cost, we're getting sunlight, we are getting rain, we're getting good people in our life, we're getting food, and food is getting digested in the stomach. There are innumerable reasons why we should be grateful to God, why we should be thankful to Krishna, Ram. We can never ever forget God. This forgetting God is a disease. It's a great disease, and the only solution, only medicine to come out of this disease. You see, when you get a fever, you take Dolo to reduce the effect of the fever, right? The moment you take Dolo, you see there is some better feeling. So if you want to really feel gratitude and being grateful to Lord Krishna, the Shastra says there is one very powerful method. The powerful method is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we chant this every time, all the time, in our Japamala, when we chant this Hare Krishna mantra, increases this positive memory called gratitude. Gratitude is always remembering how much I'm being blessed, how much I'm being benefited by Lord. They say, count your blessings. So if you go on counting your blessings, how much blessings that Krishna, Rama has given in our life, in fact, 1 lakh pages, it is unlimited. It is infinite blessings we have got from the Lord. So let us all pray to Lord Ram during this Navratri, during this special festival, that, hey Ram, please give me your mercy. Never put me into forgetfulness. Never ever forget how much I'm blessed by you. I'm in the association of devotees. Every day I'm getting to hear about you. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. How fortunate I am. How many people are there? There are 700 crore people in this world. How many people get an opportunity to hear about you? How many people get opportunity to remember you, associate with your devotees? Very few people, and I'm one among them. Hey Krishna, my dear Ram, thank you so much for keeping me into this kind of a situation. Like this, we can always thank Lord Ram and be grateful and never develop this negative quality, ingratitude or being ungrateful. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll all meet once again for hearing another important lesson from Ramayana. I want all of you to please comment and let me know what did you like in today's talk, which point struck you, what is that point that made sense to you, and how did the whole session go on. Please give your feedback. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.